You can be completely capable and still shut down the moment feedback gets close. And sometimes you don't avoid the feedback, but you choose a version of it that keeps you safe. I'm smiling because that's me, right? Now, I saw this last week with a young adult I'm working with. He's talented, he's writing his own music, and he's ready to put it online. And that sounds like progress until you look a little closer. He's open to putting it out there, just not open to sitting with a music teacher or another musician and hearing their feedback directly, because that feels different. It's immediate, it's personal, real. Now that's a pressure pattern. His system isn't avoiding feedback, he's avoiding proximity to the feedback. Distance feels safer than direct. Now, the way I like to explain this is like a volume dial. You're engaged, expressing, creating, and feedback gets closer, and before you even realize it, the volume drops. So that sound softens, the room goes quiet, and nothing carries. Now, the system reads risk and protects you. That's what's going on. The brain processes signals first. Remember, signal first, story second. So his story was a magnificent a row of excuses, right? List of excuses. But I had to really ask him to go deeper into what the signal was telling us. Now, research shows that moments of feedback, evaluation, or comparison are not neutral to the brain. They register as risk, social risk, being judged, getting it wrong, losing connection. And the response happens fast before our conscious brain fully comes online. So underneath that moment, something is being protected. It could be control, which is getting it right. It could be connection, which is staying accepted. Or it could be certainty, which is avoiding exposure. And the system selects a response. Create distance, delay, stay safe. So for this young adult, putting the music online works. It gives him distance. He can share without sitting in the response, without managing the moment. So it looks like progress, but it's functioning as protection. And I see this everywhere in conversations, evaluations, in both group and one-on-one settings. You stay involved, just not fully exposed. And over time, this pattern repeats. And what repeats becomes familiar. And what feels familiar starts to feel safe, even when it limits growth. Now, the aim isn't to force yourself into harder situations. It's to stay accessible when the pressure increases. I'll explain that in a minute. You don't need to solve the whole moment, okay? Reduce the distance slightly, which is like staying in the conversation for one more sentence. Even if it's just, okay, I need a second to think about that. Or, can you say that again? I just want to take it in properly. Or, that's helpful. I just need a moment to process it. Or you could even say, hey, let me think about that and come back to you. Now, you're not trying to respond perfectly, okay? You're just trying to stay in the moment long enough for your system to settle. And that keeps your thinking available and your voice active, the most important thing. Now, capability isn't the issue. Access is. Access under pressure. So the sound doesn't need to disappear, all right? The volume needs to rise. And when you can stay in the moment, access stays with you and your voice doesn't drop out even when it matters.